something in my spirit to say. So I cleared some memory from my phone to say it. Sometimes we feel a certain way and we feel like no one in the world could possibly go through what we're going through or feel like we're feeling. The truth is, we all have more in common than we don't. The truth is, if you're feeling some type of way, there are other people out here, a lot of other people that share that feelings and those thoughts. Doesn't matter your background, your race, whatever. You know, I think about like this meme that I saw once of Beyonce. Long time ago, she was with Jay-Z at some basketball game. This is something I saw a long time ago. And he was on his phone and she was looking at his phone over his shoulder like she was trying to see who he was texting. So I was just thinking, like most people were thinking, girl, you are worth millions and millions and multi-millions of dollars. You're beautiful. You got everything going for you. You got half the world wanting to be with you and worship you. You're with this really unattractive man who is a millionaire or billionaire. But the point is, Beyonce was feeling insecure and jealous, just like any other wife or woman would feel looking over her man's shoulder to see who he's texting. Mind you, he had already cheated on her. I think that was right after Lemonade. Point is, we all have a lot in common. That being said, please don't ever feel like you are not winning in life. If you're alive, and if you have your arms and your legs, even if you don't, but let's say you're alive, you're healthy, you haven't been diagnosed with a terminal illness, you have your facilities, your arms, your legs, your brain, you're winning. You're winning. And then if you see people and you think, oh, they have this, they have that, they have more than me, you know, some of us are single, you know, don't look at anybody else. Don't look at any other relationship. Don't look at any other couple, or damn sure don't look on social media, because everybody puts their best foot. Most people, me, I talk shit when I'm up and I talk shit when I'm down, but most people only post their highlights. They only put their best foot forward. Most people, I was dating a married man. He would leave me after spending the day with me, or the weekend or whatever. And he would go home, and then he would post pictures of his wife and her kids, his stepkids. He would look on social media like the perfect husband and the perfect family man. Most people would look at his social media, would have looked at his social media, this is past tense, and been like, wow, oh, he had $1 million home. I mean, his life looked perfect on social media. He was always kissing on his wife on social media, always up in her face, always talking about how he loves his family, and I'm sure he did, on social media. I knew that it was a facade because he was fucking with me on the side. Point is, he would tell me how much he loved me and then go on social media and tell the world how much he loved his wife. Never ever see anything on social media and let that make you feel some type of way. Number one, that's the first thing I wanted to say. Never use social media as a gauge for where you're at. Because a lot of people, most people, only post the good shit and they make it look as good as they want on social media. Unless you're someone who can actually read between the lines. Now, the second thing that I want to come here and say. If you haven't secured your wife, if you haven't secured your husband, or if you don't even have a boyfriend or a girlfriend, if you haven't secured your first home or your second home or whatever, your dream car, let me explain something to you right now. If you want a car, if you've never had a car or your car breaks down and you need a car, it's pretty much easy to get a car. If you have $1,000 down, your credit is not good, you can go to a buy here, pay here, and you can get a Toyota Corolla or something used and something old. It's not that hard to achieve if you want something and you just want a car. Now, I didn't say if you want to get your Land Rover Discovery. I'm not saying your Mercedes or your X7. I'm saying if you just want a car, it's easy, right? It's easier to get a car to get you from point A to B than it is to get you that Land Rover Discovery. Okay? The point is obvious that I'm making. If you need a car, if you need a vehicle to get you from A to B, a Mercedes will get you from A to B. A Honda Civic will get you from A to B. But one is a Honda Civic and one is a Mercedes 745. You know? But they both will get you from A to B. So if you want a vehicle, I want a car so that I don't have to take the bus. That is easily achievable. If I want a Mercedes 740 IL, that's a little bit more effort in there, right? You got to save up a little bit more money for that. The point is, when you see people out here and they're booed up, don't be hating, don't be jealous. You don't know what they did to get that man or woman. You don't know what they're putting up with. You don't know what they're settling for. You don't know how low their standards are. Anybody, man or woman, can get a mate. Anybody can get a boyfriend or a girlfriend. Anybody can get a 50-50 partner. But if you're the type of man that wants a certain caliber of woman, a certain look, certain status in life, job, whatever, your choices, if you just want a woman to fuck or to help you pay bills, there's a billion of them out here. Take your pick. When your standards are higher, your choices go this way, go down. You have less to choose from the higher your standards. If you want a man, just to say you have a man and you want to get with somebody, just I got a man or I got a husband, it's the easiest thing in the world. For me, I could go to that corner right up here. I won't tell you what corner I'm looking at. I could go to this corner right here and get about 4 or 5 dudes hitting on me, and I could pick one and we could start a life together. She was walking over to me like, if that's what I wanted. But if I have criteria in what I want in a man, my choices start to get lesser and lesser, because I don't just want any man. He has to treat me a certain way. He has to talk to me a certain way. We have to have spiritual, religious, emotional compatibility. He has to like this, dogs. He has to not be afraid of snakes. He has to da-da-da-da. You see how my choices keep getting less and less? If I just wanted a man, a big black man with a big black dick, I can be booed up by the night. I could be booed up in the next 45 minutes. But if I want someone that I consider husband material, that is not going to disrespect me, is not going to cheat on me, is not going to lie to me, has certain belief system, thinks a certain way, wants certain things, then the more picky you are, the fewer your choices out here. Anyone can be average. Anyone can get someone that's average. Anyone can get anyone. But if you're the type of person that is not going to settle for anything just to say, now don't get me wrong, if you got goals and you need to swipe something up to go accomplish your goals, do you, by all means. Some of you hear me though. Never ever look at someone else's fantasy life on social media, or even if you think you know them in real life. Never ever ever be jealous of anyone else, because you got standards. Stick to your standards. As long as you stick to your standards and you follow the law of attraction, meaning you meet someone, if you see already they don't set up to your standards, don't waste time trying to change them. Move it along. Because the more time you take wasting on something that you really don't want, the more time you're keeping away what you really want. Period. And never, ever, ever think you can't have everything you want. You can have the man or woman you want, who makes the kind of money you want, who looks the way you want, who behaves the way you want. You do not ever, ever have to settle for ill treatment, bad looks, bad sex. Oh, he has a lot of money, but his sex is whack. Not me. Won't be with me. Or the opposite. Oh, the sex is great, but they don't have money. You can have everything you want if you're willing to wait for it and keep your standards high. That's what I came here to say. The higher your standards, the fewer your choices. Hold out for what you really want. Never settle.